Today, we're back at Lake Berryessa. It is March. Today should be an interesting day. We haven't been here in a while. This lake last year was fishing pretty tough for Lake Berryessa standards, at least for me. But today we are greeted with some overcast conditions. It's been raining all morning, all night. I think we might get some more rain this morning and possibly this afternoon. But it is March and I don't know what to expect here. Like I said, this place has been real stingy for us past year. So I'm hoping today we can turn it around, get on some pre-spawn fish. We've got 5 rods with us today, a little finesse jig. We've got a spinner bait, we've got a glide bait, we've got a Senko, and we got a flat-sided crankbait. I'm hoping one of those baits will work. Of course, we got some other stuff in the box. But today, the goal, as always, not only to try to catch some fish, but maybe get a pattern going. You know, we pattern them in the past couple of videos. We've been actually pretty fortunate to get a little pattern going. The Delta, chatterbait, and Senko. Previously, all the way back in South Carolina, cranking the backs of pockets. So 9 o'clock right now. I think we'll probably put a solid 7 or 8 hours out on the water today. And as always, we'll see what happens. Well, let's start with a crankbait. That's what was working at Russell. In the backs of creeks and drains. I'm gonna have plenty of that back here at Berryessa. So maybe it'll be similar. A lot of the baits today are those pre-spawn baits. They should be getting ready here. Should be. So moving on, guys, messed around right at the ramp, and only reason being is it's at the end of a creek arm, so just kind of keeping them honest, making sure that they weren't up. I went looking a little bit, didn't see anything. Water's pretty clear as soon as we started getting out towards the main lake a little bit more, but I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how far up these fish may or may not be. I'd have to imagine at the very least they're pre-spawn, they're staging, and they gotta be getting ready. But we're gonna make our way a little bit more towards the main lake and then fish some creek arms off of that. And while we're motoring over, grab a little breakfast. You guys have heard me talk about this stuff before. This is legit jerky, and their meat sticks are, in my opinion, even better. It's a solid boat ride breakfast, if you will. Oh yeah, it's good stuff right there. See if we can draw anybody out. I'm really surprised I haven't seen a fish yet. And really, because the water is so clear, I can see about 15 foot down. Oh, pulled one right there. First cast. Dude, I'm telling you, any glide bait really is like the best fish finder. It's insane. I didn't even like retrieve that good. I didn't even let it sink really. And that fish came up to look. So we're almost all the way in the back of the creek. There's at least one fish back here, but I think on the sheer odds that we get one follower on the first cast, there's probably a bunch more. Just got to figure out how to catch them now. Yep, another follower. Look at that. 2, 3, 4 fish right there. Well, You can see them. They just went under the boat too. Actually, just saw one shallow, I think. I don't know if he started shallow or if he... Oh, there's one right there. Almost not out of bed right there, is he? No, he just came out from the weeds and looked at us. Alright, definitely a bunch of fish back here. Let's just figure out how to catch them now. There should have been a fish there, and I'm sure there is a fish there. See, that's exactly where I just made a cast with a worm. The fish was right there and didn't bite. That does not make me feel very good. These fish, I haven't seen a bed yet, but they're up and around, just like we thought they'd be. What do we do? I want to say drop shot. They look a little more bottom oriented too. They're on the bottom cruising. I mean, I got a couple to come out and follow this. Sometimes something just right on the bottom, especially a worm, of course, can be deadly in these situations. There's actually a decent amount of grass here too. So this should work. Just everything the fish have kind of told me so far, this should work. Well, that's not good. Weird. I can't believe they're not hitting the drop shot. So frustrating when you know they're here. And there's a bunch of them and they're just not eating. Well, let's get out of here. I don't know what to do. I can't get any of these fish to bite. Frustrating. I'm not sure what I can do right now to get these fish to bite. They just don't seem like they have any interest in biting. I mean, maybe we'll come back to them later. I'm sure there's a lot of fish in coves and creeks like this, but maybe they aren't the ones to target. Maybe they're the ones that are just not eating. Maybe we need to go a little deeper. I have no clue. Super frustrating though when you find a ton of fish and you can see them all and they won't touch a single bait. 3 hours in. Man, didn't think we'd be without a bite 3 hours into the day today. What the heck? I'm hoping these fish just turn on like a light switch at some point during the day and it's just like boom, feed time. Like they have to eat. I don't know, maybe this rain and weather kind of threw them off. They don't get a lot of it here in California. Maybe it kind of shut them down. Another one right there. Oh man, long cast. Like that's how to get sometimes these fish to bite, like a super duper long cast. Look at that, there's a spot right there. See, they're not, that's not a bedfish. That's like one thinking about it, you know? Because there's no, I mean, I don't think that's a bed. Maybe it's a bed. It looks like the beginnings of a bed. So he just jammed off. He doesn't seem too bothered by my worm right there either. I am right over it too. That could be a male. Slowly move out, come back, circle around. That one might be on a bed actually. First one that I think could be on a bed. Oh, the bite. Oh my God, we didn't get skunked. Oh, big largemouth. Big largemouth. Uh-oh, that's a jumper. Finally got bit. That's a big one. That's a big one. I'm just goofing around, about to pull my motor up. Letting that bait sit. I think it's about a 4 or 5 pounder, I'd say. Oh, it's bigger than that, actually. That was a nice one. Well, I guess it was worth the wait. Probably a 4. Big old bucket. First fish of the day. Took 3 hours, but it's a good one. I think these are the fish we've been seeing, like these just cruising pre-spawn fish. Yep, I was probably just cruising the bank. And the spots that I thought were on a bed did not come back. Alright, so maybe we're blind casting a drop shot. That's what I figured would work at some point today. With the way these fish were acting, just caught that one in the right mood, I guess. Because I can guarantee, I don't know, 30 fish or so have seen this drop shot and have completely ignored it. And I'm not talking about the ones that we've seen. I know we've made casts where they had no idea I was near them. And they've seen this bait, they just did not eat it at all. But hey, skunk out of the boat with a solid. She gone. There was 2 right on that tree. And they just saw me, saw my bait, and jammed out. Oh, that one's shallow, shallow. That looks like a bed right there. That might be a bed. That might be a bed fish. Look at that. That looks like a bed. And he's coming back around, maybe. I really didn't think we'd find a bedfish today, based on what we'd seen. Thought we'd see fish almost ready to make a bed. That one's actually on a bed. Little male, I think. I think we got a fish for him. He looks pretty locked on that bed too. The other fish that I've seen have, like, you know, they've seen me and then they've gone out to deep water and haven't come back. That one keeps going back, so I think that's a catchable fish. We'll see though. So bait went in there. Fish kind of scared off. Did not bring any bed baits, so to speak, but the drop shot's usually a pretty good one to get him to go. Yeah, that was easy, man. Largemouth. We'll get you back on your bed. I think if that's a male, it's gonna attract a big old female. Oh, look at that one. I wonder if we can see that one. There's probably the staging female. Don't even net the fish, we'll just get the fish in the boat. Put it back on. Ah, nice fish. Get him back in there real quick. Just like that. A piece of cake. Right back to the bed. All right, number 2. Wow, well, I guess we do have to kind of check the backs now. I wonder if the first one we caught was on a bed too, and that's the only ones that are biting, the ones that are locked on beds. I just don't know. Oh. Oh. Just spooked something big. No, that's a smallmouth. That's a big smallmouth. I think he's catchable. Oh, he went for it. Ooh, he's catchable. Nice. Wasn't sure. Catchable though. There is the bed right there. Got it. Smallmouth. Man, I did not think we'd be bed fishing today. It's a good smallmouth. Nice one. Choked it. Get it back in there. Jeez, I guess we're looking for beds today. This is literally the only way I can get bit. There's not many beds, but there are some. Oh, alrighty guys, I'm gonna make this short and sweet. Tough day on Lake Berryessa. Bummer too. You know, last few trips have been pretty successful, catching fish, catching some quality. Hopes were high, brought back down to earth at good old Lake Berryessa, which is apparently the story for me at this particular body of water in the past year. Like I said, it's been really tough. I thought this was the time, the trip that we're gonna turn things around. Figured we'd find them shallow, some pre-spawn fish, maybe a few on beds. And we actually did. The problem is we just could not get bit. Saw a ton of fish cruising up. We tried a bunch of stuff. We tried our reaction, our finesse. None of those fish were interested in any of our baits, and a lot of them were just following the boat. That's, for me personally, when they start following your boat or your kayak, that is not a good sign. They know what's up and they're just not gonna bite. So we kept covering water, doing the only thing that I really have had some success on in the past when the bite is really tough and you know those fish are up shallow, is just taking a drop shot and bombing it as far as you can, trying not to give the fish any hint that you're nearby. And we ended up picking up a nice largemouth. What ended up happening was we found a couple of fish on beds. 2 that we caught on beds were locked on their bed. The bed was made, solid largemouth, and then we caught a nice smallmouth. That was pretty much our day. So really the one difference between Berryessa last year and Berryessa this year for me now is I can see the fish not eat my bait. But that is fishing, like we said at the beginning. We wanted to figure out the pattern. I think probably somewhere on the lake or maybe some bait or technique, there was or is a way to catch them today. I just did not figure that out. And that's how it goes sometimes. You win some, you lose some. Today, Berryessa got the W, took us to school once again. But as always, thank you guys for watching, for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next video.